Sigma 24-70mm f2.8 has been my primary lens for quite some time now. To me, it's the most versatile lens I have ever used. Initially, I bought this lens as a cheap alternative to the Sony 24-70 f2.8, and it turns out this lens has become one of the best lenses I have ever used. Though I'm quite impressed with its overall performance, yet there are some issues I have noticed while using it as my everyday lens. And in this video, I'm going to share my experience of using the Sigma 24-70 f2.8 lens with you. So, with that being said, let's get started. What I like the most about this lens is its focal length, which covers both adequate wide angle to impressive close-ups. For my everyday shooting, the focal length is just perfect. Here's an example of how wide this lens can get. And here is the zooming and close-up. After using it frequently for shooting, I have noticed that the lens is very dust prone. The dust is very much visible, as you can see. But I'm assuming it's not a very big deal, as we're more interested in the quality output. Now, I'm going to show you the image quality I have gotten with this lens. I'm using my Sony a7S III here. At 24mm f2.8, the center of the picture looks sharp and bright. The contrast level is also good, and the corners look sharp, but just a tad less bright. But as I increase the f number, the corners start to get sharper and brighter. And at f8, the image gets its peak sharpness. I usually confine myself to f2.8 to f8 when shooting with its widest focal length, and after that, I have found that the lens diffraction kicks in. Now, let's see how this lens performs at 70mm. As you can see, the middle part looks tack sharp. However, the corners are a bit on the soft side, and just the wide and the diffraction started when I crossed f8. Though this lens produces significant distortion and vignetting effects, fortunately, most full-frame cameras automatically correct those effects. Next, I'm going to show you its close-up performance. This lens has a minimum focusing distance of 18 cm while using 24mm, and it lets me get really close to my subject. Here, I'm shooting on 24mm f2.8, and as you can see, the center usually looks pretty sharp. However, the color fringing is quite visible though. I'm also satisfied with this video and autofocus performance. Here are some samples that I have shot with this lens. I'm pretty happy with the sharpness I get with this lens, and I'm also overly impressed by its autofocus performance. The lens offers noise-free autofocus. The speed is also adequately good. Though sometimes it seems to hunt before locking on the subject, it usually gives me a snappy experience. Another prominent feature for which I most often use it for shooting videos is there is no visible focus breathing, which is a common and annoying issue in most zoom lenses. Here, I'm shooting for a project, and you can see that when I shift the focus from one subject to another, the frame angle remains the same. Moreover, the lens's 11 round blade diaphragm also lets me capture dreamlike bokeh. The bokeh is round in shape and gives me excellent background isolation. Because of the minimum focus breathing and fantastic bokeh quality, the Sigma 24-70mm f2.8 has been my favorite video shooting lens of all time. Though this is an overall fantastic lens to me, some issues still bother me a lot. Firstly, this lens is quite a dust prone. Particularly, the dust makes its way through the sliding portion of the lens. Then, there is no stabilization in this lens. Though a similar lens like Tamron SP 24-70mm f2.8 has optical image stabilization, still, in terms of image quality, sharpness and other features, Sigma is way ahead. Plus, as I use it with my Sony a7S III which has in-body stabilization, the lack of lens stabilization is not quite an issue to me. So, that was all about the Sigma 24-70 f2.8. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with this lens. Considering its price point, it has surpassed my expectations and stunned me with its high-quality performance. And now, the Sigma 24-70 f2.8 has become my all-time companion whenever and wherever I shoot. So, what are your thoughts about the Sigma 24-70 f2.8? Let us know in the comment section.